SME tenants who have suffered a revenue drop of at least 35% over the last 2 months may soon get more help with rental expenses. They will match the criteria to receive additional rental relief provided by landlords under proposed new laws to help SMEs cope with the impact of COVID-19. Landlords struggling to absorb the waivers will also get support. Geraldine Yap with more.
Local retailer Enviably Me has been in the fashion business since 2009. When the COVID-19 pandemic first hit, business at its 4 outlets fell by half before the stores were eventually shut. Now, rental costs for these physical shops drain off about 90% of revenue from its online store. But respite is on the way if Parliament passes new laws this week to help SMEs like them.
The upcoming rental waiver measures will go a long way to help us sustain for a few months more. I think, on the other hand, it's very clear that these measures are certainly not going to allow us to be profitable or to sustain till next year. It will certainly help us avoid closure, avoid massive layoffs. It will help us to minimize our losses for the next 3-6 months, depending on the situation.
Qualifying SMEs at commercial properties will get 4 months of rental waiver from April to July. Those at industrial properties and offices get a 2-month waiver for April and May. Half comes from the government in the form of a property tax rebate and cash grant. The other half will be borne by landlords. Landlords who can't afford to provide the additional waiver can seek an assessment. Those who qualify will give only half of the waivers.
We are trying to strike a balance. It's a huge economic crisis. Government comes in, has put in $92 billion. Landlords have to do their part. Tenants have to do their part. And together, with a bit of sharing of the pain, we hope that as many as possible can pull through.
To qualify for the rental relief provided by landlords, the SMEs must have a turnover of less than $100 million last year. They need to see at least a 35% drop in average monthly revenue in April and May compared to the same months last year. The tenancy must also have been entered into before 25th March. Other proposed amendments include allowing qualifying SMEs to repay their rental arrears in installments for up to 9 months. There will also be a cap on late payment interests or charges for specific contracts. Tenants who have difficulties moving out of their premises after their lease ends because of COVID-19 can serve a notification for relief so that they won't be liable to their landlords. If passed, the amendments will kick in at the end of next month. Those eligible for the relief will be notified in due course.